Now we move to the women's slalom final. Competitor number 1, Valentina Gonzalez on a 14.25 metre line. Now each of our skiers have to go through the entrance gates, negotiate 6 buoys and out through the exit gates to complete a full pass. From there we shorten the rope to increase the degree of difficulty, and we see Valentina completing the 14.25 metre pass. She will now shorten up to 13 metres.
Yeah, 13 metres coming up for Valentina Gonzalez, because the boat speed is 55 k's or 34.2 miles per hour. And she makes her way down this 13 metre line. Reaching for buoy 1, snaps 1, keeps nice angle and turn across to 2 now. Working her way now at 3, looks good. Edge changing, all gets pulled forward through the wakes, and she goes down 3.5 on the 13 metre line for Valentina Gonzalez of Chile. That's not going to be enough to get her onto the podium. So we're going to move now to Anna Gay of the USA. She's edging out for those entry gates. Rob, as you mentioned before, need to navigate your way through those entry gates, which she does, and gets a nice tight turn here at 1. Anna working this 13 metre pass. Now between the centre of the boat course out to the turn buoy is 11.5 metres. So there's still a little bit of rope spare as we work down this 13 metre pass for Anna, reaching for 6, and that's a completed 13 metre line.
Well, we're going to shorten up to 12 now, Jared, so there's not too much left on the tow line, and see what she can do on the 12 metre pass. Gets a great angle through the gates, turns around 1, a little bit behind, out of 1, gets to 2, hooks it around 2, Anna Gay working around 3. Oh, can she run the pass? Gets to 4, turns around 4. Takes in 5. Oh, this is a miracle pass. Awesome work for Anna Gay from the USA on the 12 metre line.
We've already seen her take home the silver medal in the trick event. Can she get onto the podium here in slalom? 6 young ladies vying for this title here in 2023 now. Edging 11.25. The rope is 1/4 metre shorter than it is to reach the buoy, and unfortunately going down half on the 11.25. As we go to that replay, just trying to reach around to get around buoy number 1, and unfortunately not being able to get the ski around in front of her to be able to lean onto that line. So 1.5 on the 11.25 for Anna Gay.
So Paige Rooney from Canada, well, she started very confidently at 13 metres, but we pick her up on the 11.25 metre pass. Turns around, stands the ski up around 2, couldn't get to 3, and 2 on 11.25 will be the final score for Paige Rooney. So we go to the replay, gets a good start, good angle out of 1, but she comes into 2, a little bit narrow in 2, and stands the ski up and just couldn't get the angle to make it to buoy number 3.
So she's your current lead score with 2 at the 11.25. We're going to go now to our next competitor from Canada, Neely Ross, on the 11.25. So she needs more than 2 to take the lead here. Gets to 1, stands up though. She's going to be in a bit of trouble. Can she get the ski around 2? I don't think so. 1 on the 11.25 for Neely Ross puts her into 2nd place. So as we go to the replay, you'll see Neely make her way through these entry gates behind that ski nautique, and you see how short that rope is. Doesn't make it out to the turn buoy. She stands up on the back of the ski, and as she works her way through the wakes, doesn't get the ski around the buoy, and was scored a full 1 on the 11.25. As I said, puts her into 2nd place at the moment.
Now we go to Vanessa Veek from Australia, defending Moomba Masters Women's Slalom Champion on the 11.25 metre line. She needs to get a good start. Angles through to Vanessa, turns around 1, or gets a great start out of 1. Round 2, stands a scalp a little out of 2, but she's still in the game, gets to 3. Oh, and she knows she can't get to 4, so crosses back to the wake to get the final score of 3 at 11.25 metres, Vanessa Veek. Well, she'll be a little bit disappointed in that. She would know that she needs more, because Whitney McClintock-Rooney is waiting on the dock. So let's see what went wrong here for Vanessa Veek. Turns around 1. To me, she got a pretty good start. Probably lost a little bit of angle and put her behind the game there, and just couldn't quite get it together coming out of 2. Did get to 3 to get that extra point, but couldn't make the big turn to get to 4. But to get her thoughts on her slalom performance, we cross to Vanessa on the dock.
You looked really comfortable on the river today, probably more comfortable than I've seen you in the past. How did it feel out there?
Yeah, to be honest, you're exactly right. I know this is going to be my last one. Yeah, so I was so relaxed. It's the best I've ever felt from when I was like 12. So it's good to go out feeling comfortable, yeah.
Now we go to final competitor and top seed, Whitney McClintock-Rooney on the 11.25 metres. Well, 3 is the score to beat. Let's see what Whitney can do. Turns around 1, gets a good start out of 1. Takes in 2. looking good around 2. Oh, she's looking fantastic out of 3. Whitney McClintock now gets to 4. She's the Moomba Masters champion. She turns around 5. What a fantastic performance for Whitney McClintock-Rini from Canada.
And congratulations to Whitney McClintock on her 9th Moomba Masters Slalom title. As we go back to this replay, it's poetry in motion here for Whitney as she made her way through the entry gates. Got great angle here at 1. The way she snaps that ski all the way around. Early for 2. She knows now that she's in a good position to take the win. Gets a nice turn at 3. At this point, she's going, I've got another Moomba Masters title. Can I run the pass? Looks good out of 4 ball. Turns 5. And that is what you write in the book. 6 on the 11.25 for Whitney McClintock in her 9th Moomba Masters victory.
Whitney, congratulations. You must feel absolutely amazing winning. Is this your ninth Moomba Masters Slalom champion? How does it feel?
It feels really good. I mean, coming here, there's always the thought that something can go wrong, whether you don't get your skis or the weather's just not that good or something like that. But God is so faithful to me on this river. I've had amazing conditions out here, and I'm just so thankful for the competitors putting out huge scores today. That was an awesome final.
So your 2023 Moomba Masters Women's Slalom Champion from Canada, Whitney McClintock-Rini. In 2nd place, Vanessa Veek. And taking home the bronze, Paige Rini from Canada. And we're moving now straight into the men's slalom final. We have 8 young men vying for the title again here. Freddie Winter should have been one of the top seeds, but had a disappointing semi-final and sees himself being the lower seed going in. This is now the 11.25 metres. All of our competitors starting on a 13-metre rope length, making his way down now. The only difference between the men and the women's is we've bumped that boat speed up to 58 Ks and completes the 11.25.
Well, it wasn't the greatest 11.25, but Freddie Winter got the job done. What can he do on 10.75? Turns around boy 1. Not the greatest start, but he gets to 2. Great turn out of 2 and a great length through the wakes. Now he turns 3. Still a little bit of slack rope. He's fighting hard. Big turn out of 4. Oh, he was just waiting for 5. Oh, well done, Freddie Winter. He's run the 10.75 metre line, and he's a happy man. But he gets to shorten to 10.25 and come back and see what he can do on this line length. Freddie Winter, he knows he needs to go deep on this, and he'd dearly love to be the Moomba Masters champion. Turns around 1 at 10.25, in all sorts of trouble, gets back together quickly, dips the arm around 2, and a score of 1.5 on the 10.25 metre line for Freddie Winter.
Oh, he set the standard here in this men's final here. First competitor off the dock, onto the 10.25 metre line, gets his ski around 2 ball, doesn't make it back to the wake, so doesn't get scored the full 2. So 1.5 is a score to beat if you want to be on the podium here in 2023. But well done there to Freddie Winter.
Freddie, what a way to start the event. A full pass on the 10.75. How did it feel out there?
This is the best event in the world. I don't care what anyone says. This is unbelievable. I woke up this morning, been a little bit fortunate to get in yesterday, and I thought, you know, I'm the guy that stresses. I really stress out. But I just got there this morning and I'm like, no, I'm going to enjoy this. And I did. Every moment I was cheering, I was enjoying the crowd. There's no one gets to do this in this sport. I mean, like, to get here on Monday, full banks, I'm not going to do this again until next year, you know what I mean? And hopefully, love it, love it, love it.
And now the 17-year-old sensation from Australia, Lucas Cornell, on the 10.75 metre line. See how far he can progress and hopefully run the pass. Turns around 1, stands a scalp a little out of 1, gets to 2. Oh, he's in a little bit of trouble out of 2, gets to 3. Oh, and unfortunately the ski releases, and Lucas Cornell unfortunately falling a score at 2.5. We have a look at the replay now. He gets a fairly good start, although a little bit of slack rope out of boy 1. Comes into 2. He's a little bit late out of 2, but still in the game. He gets to boy 3, knows he needs to turn hard. He actually probably overturns the ski, and unfortunately 2.5 will be the score for Lucas Cornell.
We go to our next competitor from Mexico, Jaime Palamino Blanch, now 10.75. Another junior skier here vying for the title. Can he do it? Turns 1, looks good. Now edging into 2. Nice turn at 2 though, keeps that line nice and tight. He's got to Lucas, and he's going to settle for 3 on the 10.75, and he's happy about it. The youngster from Mexico, the first time here to the Moomba Masters, and it's going to be a solid score. It gets him into 2nd place so far, but got a nice turn. Broke forward a little bit out of 1 ball, but still kept the angle across to 2. Turns to a nice big turn though. I think he realised that if he turned 3 too hard, he would have an equal score of Lucas, so decides to take the S-turn back to the waist to give himself the full 3 boys there on the 10.75.
Now our next skier, Federico Jaramillo from Colombia on the 10.75 metre line. Gets a great start through the gates. Stands to ski up a little around 1. Oh, he's way down course. Well, 1.5. Bit of a boil over there. I expected him to go further on the 10.75 metre line. Federico Jaramillo, let's try and see what went wrong. He got a great gates, a little bit down course, stood the ski up out of 1, stretching for 2, and really way narrow and late for 2. But a good score though, 1.5 on the 10.75 metre line.
So as we go down to our next competitor from Italy, it is Thomas de Gasperi coming into course onto that 10.75 metres. Should be able to run this pass and give himself every chance to take the lead here as he gets now to buoy 2. Oh no, he's down course here, Thomas. Can he make it up? Oh, breaks forward at 3. He's going to be in trouble. Turns the ski at 4. Puts himself into second place. Thomas de Gasperi of Italy, he'll be disappointed with that. Really wanted to run that pass.
Well, now we go back to Australia and Joel Howley, 2019 World Slalom Champion. Can he do it for Australia? 10.75 metres is the rope length. Great angle through the gates, turns around 1, pretty good start, gets to 2, turns around 2, and breaks forward and unfortunately falls. Well, an untimely fall there for Joel Howley. Well, we'll have a look at that on replay. I thought he was looking pretty good into 2 and just broke forward and just couldn't take the hit out of 2 and 1.5, and disappointment there for Joel Howley from Australia.
So we've had one Australian who's not going to be on the podium. Our final hopes here for Australia. Can Nick Adams, the youngster from Victoria, make it on to the podium here? This is now the 11.25, so snaps 1. Looking good here at 2. Now working his way across to 3. The crowd is absolutely going wild here for the homegrown hero from Victoria. Now working to buoy 5. Oh no, he's laid out of 5. And he's not going to make it around 6, I don't think there, Nick Adams, and falling on the 11.25. Official score of 5 at 11.25.
Now Nate Smith from the USA. Top seed on a 10.75 metre line. Turns around 1. Stands a ski up a little bit around 1. Regains a composure. Stands up a bit out of 2 as well. He's losing time, but he's picking it up. He's an amazing skier. He's Nate Smith. Turns around buoy number 5 now. Big lean into 6 and runs the 10.75 metre line. Well, not the most tidy 10.75 you would see, but getting the job done now on the 10.25 metre rope length is Nate Smith. But Freddie Winter is our lead at the moment, and here comes Nate Smith, the USA. Turns 1 now, gets a pretty good start, gets to 2, and gets back to the wake and claims the title. Well, 1.5 was the score to beat, and Nate Smith now with a score of 2 on the 10.25 metre line.
Yeah, what a performance here from Nate, defending Moomba Masters champion, taking home his 6th Moomba Masters title here. Edging out of 1 ball, looked good, wasn't really in the greatest position, so just decided to S-turn back to the waist to give himself the full 2 and the victory there. Nate Smith from the USA. Congratulations to the young American here at the 2023 Moomba Masters.
How did it feel out there?
Yeah, it was good. Yesterday was a little bit challenging. It was kind of a survive or die kind of day, but we got here today and knew the river was going to ski nice, and big scores up early, but I just trusted myself that I'd go out there and get it done and put up a score just enough to take home the win.
And your 2023 Moomba Masters Men's Slalom Champion from the USA, Nate Smith. In second place, Freddie Winter from Great Britain. Taking home the bronze, Thomas de Gasperi of Italy.